Good morning out there, everyone. I hope y'all are having a very surprising, great morning. And yesterday, I hope you had a really good day. I want to record. Um, I want to record and keep you up to date on my weight. I know it might not be important to y'all, but the reason why I did create this video blogs, is to encourage y'all. I want to encourage people. I'm not here, like I said, I'm not some guru that already accomplished everything, and it's I'm like you all, I'm in this struggle as y'all are in, and I do believe in positivity. Positivity, you can overcome anything. Um, this way, I weighed this morning, and I was at 173. Again, like I said, I'm trying to get to 155 or 150. Right now, I'm at 171. So I'm gonna eat lighter today. I ate this morning, and I'm gonna try not to eat any more today. I just did a sweet potato pie, maybe two pieces of sweet potato pie, two little block pieces. My mother makes these block pieces of sweet potato pies, and she cuts them up in bit pieces. And I might have me some water, and that's it. I think I'm just gonna do water so I'm gonna try my best to not eat anything else. I'm gonna try to eat once a day instead of eating 3 times and 2 times. So I don't think we should eat that much, personally. Um, when I got here, I was 189 when I got here from Seattle, because I had an office job. I was at I was security. I was at I was a concierge. I was a security officer / concierge. I would make sure the correct people arrived in the building, and make sure all the employees in the building were safe. Um, I miss the people that I worked in the office building. I really truly miss the professional people that worked in the building. They were truly nice to me. I'd like to give a shout out to the attorneys, um, and the psychiatrists that worked in the building, and also the construction workers, contractors. They were extremely nice to me, and also the company that I work for. I'm Kleiss. You guys are fantastic. And Star Protection, the security company that I work for. You guys are fantastic. I miss you all. I wish I could take this job with me. I wish I could have brought everybody here with me. But anyway, I'm still blessed. I'm still fortunate to still be working, and I do enjoy working. And I look at work as a different way. It's more like an exercise. I get to move around more here. I'm on my feet a lot. It's pretty much just shipping, receiving, retail / retail. Got a really nice, good customers, and I'm fortunate to have I'm very blessed to have a really good supervisor. My supervisor totally believe in being drama free in a toxic work environment. She's very hardworking, very talented, very considerate. That's rare in the supervisor these days. And I hate when people say people that don't want to work. That's not really true. A lot of people don't work because other jobs are toxic. That's why a lot of people don't want to really go to work. There's a lot of people that's not healed. They got all these traumas and all this other stuff, and they want to make everybody else miserable around them. They bring any problems with them at work. And so, like I said, it depends on the environment where you're at. I mean, people got problems, but I wish people would have the common sense to go say, hey, look, I need to go seek somebody out for, like I told you all, I'm not a religious person, but you would think people would reach out to other people and try to go to get help, go to a church or someone that has a sane mind. But I guess it's sad now, a lot of people don't trust anyone anymore. I can't blame some people, because a lot of people are taking advantage of people now. Like I said, we're all at this interesting crossroad where there's about a big shift is about to happen, and it's pretty exciting. It's a pretty exciting time we're in, and I think we're all going to be challenged. What we're going to do. So, all I can say, everyone, try to find someone that has the same type of thinking you have, in a positive way. If not, just go read a book. If you can't afford to travel or anything, just try to find a hobby or something. Start with like a notebook and just write some things down that you want to do. Push yourself. And I know everybody loves music. So to me, this is the way I do. If I'm not motivated to do anything, and I have no passion, desire. Sometimes I have an artist block. I get to a roadblock when everything I do, it's not working out. I just stop it. And I just start listening to music, Sometimes it depends on which mood you're in. I think music is one of the most unique healing experience that God has given us. I mean, that we have, and I'm very thankful of Source that this unique being has brought to us. I do appreciate music, and speaking of music, I want to perform music. My goal to come here and lose that. I really want to go back to music and start a band, but that's not working out here because everybody has a different mindset here, and that's kind of throwing me off here. And with me living abroad in other cities across the states, I have never had a problem meeting people, and we just hit it off. Here, for some reason, like I say, everybody's they have a different mindset here. South is really different, and I'm having a hard time adjusting. So please don't think I'm trying to come off negative about people here in Louisiana where I'm at. Sometimes I do come because sometimes I get a little irritable, but I wish I can get things going, but I just gotta stop and pause and just, like I say, I think the main thing the universe is trying to tell me, and God say, hey, you need to work on yourself. So I'm just gonna work on myself and just try to figure things out and just get back to my little small projects and try not to overwhelm myself with too much. So, but I'm very proud of myself that I've came this far. And about the film, I'm not sure when it's going to be released now because the editor, I think she's having some issues with some things that's personal. I don't want to get too personal saying things. She had to move all of a sudden. I didn't want to get into too much detail, but life's happened, and so I'm going to try my best to be patient with her, and hopefully I could have the chance to show y'all this film. I'm very excited to see what she's come up with and her interpretation as well, and how she presents. She told me what she did with it, but like I said, I can't wait to see what. But like I said, I'm gonna give her time, and it takes a lot for editing. So you got to render it, you got to recolor it, you got to fine tune it, you got to go back and she's doing everything. She's doing the sound and everything. So I'm gonna give her props, and also too, I'm gonna give her some room, give her some patience. She has kept in touch with me and notified me about where she's at this point, but I don't want to push it. So my next goal is to try to get the trailer. Not sure when I'm going to get. So right now I got what things would stall with that. The reason why I haven't had a trailer yet, I've been trying to take care of this van. I've been having some problems, as you all know. I don't know if you saw my last videos. Talked about my van. It was leaking it was leaking power steering fluid, and one of my pipes were severed by one of the mechanics that didn't put the right reservoir into my engine. So anyway, long story short, I went to this gentleman, very unique gentleman. He has a really unique perspective on religion and spirituality. And so I listened to him, and it's just a lot of interesting, and he's very, very unique person. I'm very glad I met him. And he also had his crew worked on my van. So they really did a really good job. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Bless you, Mike. And the crew. I appreciate you. Great Italian guy, man. Like I said, I had really number great experience with Italian people here. There's really unique group of Italian people that's here. I'm very blessed and fortunate to have met Mike. My parents known him for years. He used to do inspection. And he still does inspections for cars and such. You know, he has a shop in Independence, Louisiana. I'd like to give a shout out to Mike's Radiator and Glass Company. I'd like to give a shout out to them. I mean, a great crew of people. Beautiful people, everybody. What else I was gonna say? Yeah, speaking of mindset, some people I do follow about relationships and how the world is and what's going on right now. Right now, it's heading toward 1984. I'm not sure if y'all heard of that movie. There's also a book called 1984 by Oswald, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. Oswald, I think that's the name of the author of the book, 1984. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Put a comment and let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, 1984 is a dystopian society that is just off the chain. But you guys have to see that film. That's where we're heading. That's where we're heading. But I think as a group of people, if we can all come together, which seems impossible now because everybody has different, strong opinions on things, and also it's a divide. The program has been set in our heads and about racism and all this. You're black, I'm white. No, you know, that's the problem. I think that's the main problem here in the South, and it's also two social status issues as well, where you work at, what you're driving, and all this type. You know, but that's pretty much everywhere. We have a ways to go, people. From what I'm seeing in my observation and what I'm seeing on the videos, it's very shameful that I live in a country where people have to live in their cars. And you know, I'm not saying that, but everyone should have a home. No one should be homeless. Even the people that's homeless, they should be taken care of. They should have their own place, own facilities, and to create more jobs. And that'll create more jobs to check on these people. If there's a way that we can have some type of nursing people that have a van or something that was next door, or a hospital next door, instead of having some type of encampment, house them, put them in a decent housing situation, give people more jobs. That would be more jobs for people. And I think everything is by design, the way things in the economy. I think greed has really destroyed this country. Greed, everything, greed, the whole program. And like I said, people, I don't believe all the people that's running this country, they're not human. And also, too, they don't understand humanity, and they're a bunch of narcissists. And I think that's really what's ruling this whole society, is a bunch of narcissists. It is a mental illness, I believe. But also, it's just more deeper than that. There's also other entities that's in people's bodies that's controlling them and that's lived here for years and years and years. You can think I'm crazy all if you want, but they exist. They are abroad and everywhere. They're everywhere. And all I can say, everybody, just get into your positive space. Go out to nature. Go out to nature. Be somewhere where it's very sacred. And just find your place. Even if it's a book or something that's really positive. Please stay away from the horror movies and TV shows. Some of them have messages and some of them just trash. Like I said, if you stay in that positive thought and stay in a good frame of mind, you will meet the right people to be around, and a significant other. And speaking of that, a lot of people ask me, even the older people, young people, also, Robert, why you been so single your whole life? Why you been single? Well, let's just put it this way. I am a little selective. I've been selective all my life. My mother she told me, I keep asking. My mother didn't know who the lady was at one time. One lady had saw me when I was a child She took me to Southeastern, I think it was Southeastern Louisiana University. Yeah, my mother worked there for 40 years, Southeastern Louisiana University. It's here in Hammond. She used to take me to jazz camp. I used to go to a lot of camps there. I also took a lot of piano lessons there in the music building. This lady she was talking to my mother. My mother had told me, she said, you had this veil over you. She said she saw some veil over my face. So I really didn't know what it meant. So I looked it up. And yeah. And I think it's one of the reasons why too I've been selective of who I choose. Because sometimes I'm very sensitive. And my mother even complained and tell me how so sensitive I am. But I believe that is a gift. I believe it's truly a gift. I just need to maybe control of how sometimes I get too emotional, and some things, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get too emotional. That's the way now. I got to be a great Jedi. Not sure if y'all familiar with Star Wars, Lord. But I'm working, like this again, I'm working on myself. That's one thing I'm working on myself. Try not to be too passionate. I gotta find the middle ground and keep my composure and be cool. So, again, there's a lot of videos I've been seeing that people are pretty down on the dating scene. People, there's hope. Like I said, just gotta get in the right frame of mind. If you keep writing about it, keep being down about it, it's not gonna be any good results. And the reason why also too I've been single, I moved around a lot, I traveled a lot. Time I met someone in Seattle, but the time that they really liked me, someone had even told me they was interested in me. But it's usually the girls that's really not mature. They're mature, but they're not mature. So, and sometimes it doesn't end up so well. So it's a blessing that I had to keep it moving. And plus this person didn't understand what I was going through. And so, I don't know, but like I said, I just think something else been looking out for me. As far as some of the things I gotten into with some females. So I know it is tough out there though, but if you keep the right mind frame and don't be down on yourself, I think things will open up. Things have opened up for me, but like I gotta be careful. I'm gonna be careful especially here in the South. There's a lot of things going on here. I'm just gonna be cautious, but still I'm very optimistic. And like I said, I'm just gonna try to keep the right frame of mind, just get involved with, little activities here. I'm gonna take a membership at this local gallery here. I'm gonna do a membership, and I'm gonna see how that's gonna work out. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say for now. And and also too, the reason why I'm still single, the ladies I am interested in, they're taken. I'm pretty sure that's every other guy's answer too. So it's either usually they're married, or which I don't fool with married women. I don't do that. And so that doesn't end well at all. Even girls with boyfriends, when that happens, I'm really not. I just admire from a distance, and find out they have a boyfriend, and I don't chase women that's got a boyfriend. It's a waste of energy for me, because I love focusing on, right now at this point, I'm focusing on other things, and to me it's just right now these days I'm thinking to the ladies too, other way around too, from your point of view as well. Invest in yourself, spend more time for yourself. Be with family members that really care about you. Spend much time as possible with them, especially the elderly people. I highly recommend everyone to spend time with the elderly people as much as you can, because what's coming, wow. So, but I hope there's a possibility that people can really unite and wake up what's going on in this country. It's nothing pretty. And put all this other programming aside. The classisms, especially the classism, racisms, all the isms or whatever the design they created. I hope all y'all can put that aside. Someday. Hopefully soon. All right, everybody. You all have a positive and productive day and a productive week. I'm not sure when I'm going to be back again. I would like to have a special guest, someone that maybe talk with me. We reach out to all y'all, but I don't have that. I really don't have that much enough subscribers for that. But like I say, that's not really a big thing with me. I don't care about having 1,000 millions of subscribers. You know, this is about the quality of people I have that's listening, and I am thankful to have you subscribers that subscribe with me. Thank you so much. And I can't say enough. You know, I really appreciate you all for listening to my blabble and listen to what I have to say. And all I can say, y'all you gotta keep your heads up. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, things ain't gonna be always cheery, but you just gotta brush it off and just hey, look, there's a lot of things I can do. There's a lot of things I can do. All right. Peace out, everyone. Peace, love, and light.